What's up?
This is Confessions of a Co-Parent, the podcast where we get real about parenthood and navigating life after love. We are the Co-Parent Goals.
I'm Cedric.
And I am Devorah.
And each and every episode, we're coming in strong. We're giving you all the raw and uncut, all about co-parenting.
And of course, your anonymous confessions. This is Confessions of a Co-Parent. Let's get it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, the perfect co-parent. What is that?
Glad you mentioned that because I took a few notes, and the perfect co-parent, the first one that I have is
does not exist.
That's what you think, but I mean, it may not be realistic, but I think they're realistic.
Okay.
Number one, no child support required. Number two, you don't have to see the child whenever you don't want to. Number three, you make up your own schedule. And number four, you can go MIA from time to time.
That's idealistic for you.
It's not idealistic at all. I was just joking. But there's no such thing. There's absolutely no such thing as a perfect co-parent.
But if there were, like, that's your real answer, final answer?
No, I mean, I mean, it may sound a little cliche, but to be honest with you, I think our situation, I think I'm a perfect co-parent. So I think I embody the perfect co-parent, because a perfect co-parent, to me, you have to be open and you have to basically see both sides, right? So let me take it back. Nobody's perfect, but I think a perfect co-parent would be someone that understands the other party's objective and their direction in terms of how they co-parent their child. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's a such thing as a perfect co-parent, but if there was, literally you wouldn't argue. You'd always be on the same page. You would agree on everything. I don't think that's realistic. But if that was the perfect co-parent, everything would just be just so harmonious and everything would just be perfect. I know you want to comment. I want you want to chime in.
I would counter and say that an ideal co-parent would be open. An ideal co-parent would be communicative, would be flexible.
Ideal or perfect? Ideal and perfect.
You can use those however you feel the need to use those.
Hello.
We can say perfect because honestly, that's what I think. If it did exist in my imagination, I would think that a perfect co-parent would be someone, again, that's someone that is healing, someone that is doing the work, someone that is, like I said, does not mind communicating, that has the skill set for effective communication, like that their goal is not to argue, but to resolve, like finding solutions, problem solving oriented, which if we have an issue and we're trying to solve a problem, then we don't really care about the outcome because we just want to solve the problem. So if you can do that, then that will be that, you know what I'm saying? Like that will be helpful to that whole dynamic because that's what you're there to do.
You know what?
At that point.
Okay, so I can dig it. As you were saying that, I think the perfect co-parent. No, seriously. I think the perfect co-parent is patient.
Okay. Right?
I see where you're going. Because I think like how everyone goes day to day today, everyone is impatient. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's as simple as getting into your vehicle, rushing to get to your next destination. Mm-hmm. And I think a perfect co-parent is one in any situation, they're patient.
Right.
And I don't see that a lot. So that's why I say it's hard to say perfect or put anything on perfection because that's really not realistic. But if we had to sit here and say, if this person was super patient, they'd be the perfect, they'd be the perfect co-parent. I think that's the biggest word that would describe it.
Right.
A person that's patient.
Yeah. Considerate.
Yeah.
You know, goal oriented, because again, the mutual goal would then become, as a co-parent, it's going to become about the child, like for the betterment of the child. So
correct.
if you actually are goal oriented, if you're not selfish, you know how, and I guess that goes back to consideration. Like if you can think about others outside of yourself, then you might be a great co-parent.
Yeah.
Not saying that we're trying to make co-parents, but like, this is happening whether people want it to happen or not. Like right. This is a real matter of life. This is a real result that people do have to navigate through.
Yeah, no, I agree.
How do you think that social media plays into like this idea of what people, like these expectations that people create about this person that they have to raise a child with when they're no longer together?
I think social media period is fake because social media, in my opinion, is a facade. And just to make sure I answer your question right, is basically how would social media impact a person's
Or
situation?
like how is social media adding to this element or this idea that we have of our co-parent and what they should be and how they should look or whatever? Because I feel like, you know, even from the perspective of this platform, like people see us and think that it should look a certain way. And then you might see another co-parent, a celebrity set of co-parents that co-parent well, and you think like it should look like that. Or you might see the opposite, and they don't get along. They always fighting. They cursing each other out. They hate each other, and that becomes the idea that you have in your head. So how do you think that social media is affecting what expectations or ideas that they are creating around this element of co-parent? Like I also think that it means, or people think that it means broken, or it means less than. It means like you're in a deficit, and I don't think that that's true necessarily.
Yeah, but I think social media has a negative connotation to it when it comes to anything because people only show the good.
The highlights.
Yeah. And I think in today's world, what people do is they post their relationships, they post their statuses, they'll post, oh, they're happy, they'll post it. I mean, I just don't think it's realistic. And I think it creates false
What do you
expectations.
post?
Um, I post literally real estate and fitness stuff and stuff of like our son. So, but see, like you got to think about it too. Like if you are a person, you know who you are. You don't necessarily need to use social media to kind of build another image. Like what I post on social media, like that's my lifestyle, right? So if me, you, and Christian go do something, I'm gonna post that because that's our lifestyle. Now, granted, it goes back to me saying people don't post negative stuff. It means you got an argument. I'm not about to post that because it'll just create, like I said before, like a negative image of what we got going on. But for the most part, we don't like, we only talk about Christian. We don't argue. So that's really our life. But people will look at social media and think that things should look a certain type of way because that's what's being shown on social media, but it's not realistic and it's not genuine. Like no one. Well, I mean, then
Well, I also feel like social media is like there's an element of storytelling that is taking place in the social media world right now, where like even what we're doing right now, even what we started doing when we first started this platform, that's a form of storytelling.
correct.
So I think that people are really understanding that it is not just in the highlights that you can get sponsors, you can still get brand deals, people will still like your stuff if you talk about the stuff that's not so high, the stuff that like the ups and the downs. Like if you talk about all of it, like the transparency is what people are kind of navigating towards, because I also feel like we're just in a very difficult space in the world in general. So now it's like it's about what's relatable,
Yeah.
and it's unrealistic. And I think also to the point again to this platform, I think that sometimes people can't connect to this because this feels too fake, like it feels too good to be true, like, and it also does not feel relatable to them because they don't know, they have never experienced what we're talking about.
But they're seeing the aftermath of the work that it took to get here. And you have a good point. People, I mean, so we know sex sells, we know violence sells, and we know, I mean, anything that correlates to money, like it's going to sell or it's going to build like that proper attention. To your point, people don't think about, oh, I may be dating this guy, but I may become or this woman, and I may end up a co-parent.
Or I don't want to be one, so I'm about to vet you to death.
But think about this. It's not, co-parenting is not necessarily fun stuff.
No, it's not
stuff
at all.
So I think of co-parenting as a requirement, right? So if you want to raise a healthy family, I mean, or a healthy son or daughter or your multiple children, and you're not together, you have to have a healthy relationship where you guys can be on the same platform, talk in a manner that's not dysfunctional. And being co-parents and all this, like, it's not an exciting topic, but it's something that should be like talked about because it's actually real.
All right, so we asked you guys to send in your confessions, and we have one now that we are going to share. So here it is.
Exciting.
Ready?
Let's go.
All right, this is what y'all said. I always feel like I'm the strict one while my co-parent gets to be the fun parent. My kids are always more excited to go over there, Am I doing something wrong, or is this just how it goes? Is this just how it goes?
Who wrote that?
Did you write this? Did you send this in? Because
Yeah, but it sounds like something that I may have accidentally not spent. No, I didn't send it in. But it's another good question because I can relate.
what's popping out to you?
I think I'm more of the strict. Actually, I think the tables have turned.
I don't think that the tables ever. I'm sorry. I don't think that the tables ever turned. I think that you just assumed that I was babying him.
No.
Let's answer the question first.
Yeah, because I was about to.
No, because you definitely I think you underestimate my hardness to our son because you see me in the mother role.
Well, what happens is I think you get a lot harder and strict when you're stressed.
No, I'm high level happy.
That's not true.
I'm gonna be on something.
We're gonna get back to that. Let's answer the question, and then we're gonna, because you know what, we'll go on forever.
Yes.
Let's answer the question.
Am I doing something wrong, or is this just how it goes?
I think it's a role recognition type of situation. I think, well, to your point, so I think it all bases it's mainly based on where that parent is mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that. Right? I think as entrepreneurs we operate in a high environment of stress. And I think at certain points, you're harder on him than I am and vice versa. But I do think initially he wasn't as excited to come here because it was like, do this, do that, do this, do that. But then after a while, he went back to you and you were like, do this, do this, do that. So I think it eventually ended out kind of evening out. But what?
Well, I'm going to interject only because we said that we weren't going to talk about us and you was going to answer the question, but you didn't do that.
Right. Damn,
but since you're doing that, let me just add this on.
Let's get back to the question.
No, okay, we will. But keep in mind
I forgot
that you're measuring his time with you in this house. There was a whole nother season where he was with you and it wasn't about like, do this, do that, do this, do this. It was a lot of like transitions.
Trauma.
It could have been, there were a lot of transitions. We broke up. He's in a different environment with you. He's having to leave me. Like there were other things that added on to the response that even what you see when he comes here it's not always just about the structure, because what I'm saying is that I've always been like this parent to Christian. Always. It's changed as he's gotten older because responsibilities have changed as he's gotten older. But I've always been strict and stern on him. And the research shows, if you go back to my father, the data shows that this is just innate in me. Like I can't be, I had to learn how to be soft. So
for real?
Absolutely.
Man.
And I'm still working on it.
How long we know each other?
59 years.
And I'm just now learning that, because I'll be 63 next week, but I'm just now learning about that. That's crazy. I never knew that. I was
because people just because you really
soft that. That's fine.
Huh?
Nothing. Sorry.
But yeah. So let me answer. I want to help our sister out. I'm assuming that it's a woman because we don't know if it's a woman or a man. But sis, are you doing something wrong? Absolutely not. I want to answer it from a man and a woman, just real quick, because I know we're running out of time. But like, if I was talking to a man, I would tell him that you're not doing anything wrong if your child does, if you are the more of the disciplinary. I don't think that you're doing anything wrong, and it's not abnormal for your child not to gravitate towards that, because that is where the structure is. Like nobody wants to be ruled or governed over. Like most of us don't like that, so that's normal. Mom, the same thing. It doesn't mean it's hard because you're doing, just say like if it's me, like, and we've experienced this, like I can literally be like, Christian, clean your room, do this, da 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 da, but as soon as he steps foot in this house, Demeanor is completely different. He turns into a whole cleaning service. A whole, like, I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know that you knew how to do anything.
I told you I walked in this room the other day, and I was like, yeah, you got to clean this stuff up.
Yeah, so it's
I would
like,
never allow that.
But again, he's a different child when he's with you, and sometimes it's like I'm doing so much over here, and it's just like, dang, but why are you responding to me that way when I'm the one that's doing da 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 da? So it's like it still goes back to the very bottom principles that we've been saying on this platform. Like, you have to remove your emotions out of it. Communicate with your co-parent about, like, if there are things that could be happening, that I'm having to create more structure for in my house. If you're able to do that in your home, I would love for you to do that, because then that helps me when I'm at home and I don't look like I'm the only parent that's disciplining someone or making certain requirements. And then also just letting go of what you can't control, because you can give your request, but at the end of the day, you can't control what happens in that house.
That's true.
So you have to, like, kind of come to grips with, like, what is actually what is in reach for you when it comes to this specific thing. But that's a real thing. Like, a lot of kids have a preference for a parent that they don't want to, they tend to want to lean towards one parent because of that, because it just feels it's more obligation, or it's not as fun, quote unquote. Yeah. But I had to experience that with Christian too, because he had you, like, when he was younger, it was every other weekend that he was spending with you. So if you were the one taking him for ice cream and I don't get to take him because I'm working and I'm, like, disciplining and we doing schoolwork, it just is what it is. Like, you can't, because essentially that's me being envious of you that y'all having fun and we not having fun over here.
Yeah.
And that's childish.
But it happens though.
It does. But we just have to shift our mindsets to, like, focus on, like, what do I really need to be focusing on? What is really happening? Now, if there's, like I said, if there's something that can be communicated to shift this, then sure. But if you just, because every time he, like, it looks like they're like, every time you go with your dad, you're going out of town, like he's taking you to travel and I'm over here struggling for my life, then...
Yeah.
Because
he don't want to be there.
Most of the time a child is with one parent more than the other. So, and this happens in two household homes as well. So this is not just, don't internalize it either. Like, it's not just towards you. This is happening for parents in general.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
That was today's confession. Thank you guys for sharing with us. We hope that you will continue to share. If you have a story, if you have a question or a daunting comment or something that you want to share with us, like, feel free to DM us at The Co-Parent Goals on Instagram, or feel free to email us, and you can find that in our bio.
All right, guys, make sure you guys subscribe, like, follow us, and make sure wherever you guys listen to podcasts, you listen to Confessions of a Co-Parent. Until next time, peace.